Hey guys, this is Tiffany with the Nerdettes, and we are reviewing the newest episode of the Orville called Firestorm. And this episode is like your worst fears and horror, like gone crazily wrong. So, what an episode! But yeah, so basically, it opens with the Orville going through this lightning plasma firestorm. That's the name of the episode. And this crew member is caught under this beam. Alara is supposed to go save him. This something catches fire during the storm, and she stops. Like she stops cold, like in fear with this fire, and she doesn't save the lieutenant, and he unfortunately dies. So she like zones out almost, like it's almost like a like PTSD in a way. So this Lieutenant Harrison Payne, he's the one who passed away. They have like a eulogy, and you know, just in regards to his passing. And of course, Alara is very upset at herself, and she blames herself that she froze, and thinks that, of course, if she could have acted quicker or acted better, that he would have been saved. So she tries to resign, and Ed tells her, that he would not have any other, like, chief of security besides her, and that she is the best he's ever known. And he has this really profound quote. He says, if you're not afraid, then there's nothing to be brave about. And I think that's so really kind of profound, for especially for this kind of a character and show. But so he encourages Alara to maybe try to like review her past and talk to her parents and see why she was afraid of the fire, question it. So basically, Alara's mom tells her about a fire when she was a baby that almost killed them, and that she was asleep, and Alara's cries as a baby is what woke her up, and she was able to get them to safety. So Alara kind of like recognizes now that this is something that happened when she was just an infant, and that somehow she has some sort of like something in her psyche from this incident, like from when she was barely able to even, process anything. So all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, she sees a clown and thinks it's a mirage because it just vanishes. So she asks to go to sick bay. The clown vanishes, and then when she's searching for it with Bortus, all of a sudden it attacks her out of nowhere, and it all seems to like be directed at her for some reason. So she shoots the clown, and it vanishes into thin air. And right then, you kind of get the notion, just the way it vanishes, that this is part of like a simulation. Because if you've paid attention at all, you've noticed that like in different fights and everything that have happened in the simulator, this is what happens. So it made me think that somehow something's happening where the whole ship is involved in some sort of a simulation. So basically, Alara's with Kelly. They go back to her room. She opens the door, and like this is like a swirling vortex, like a bottomless pit. And so then, all this weird stuff starts happening. Like she starts to realize that something's very wrong on the ship, and like for example, she goes to the med bay to go under a brain scan, and supposedly all the crew is supposed to undergo it. And like Claire clamps her down, is like acting psychotic. Like, I can make you better, stabby stabby, like really weird. And then so when they get her in the brig, Ed and Kelly and Alara and Bortus, like they're questioning her, and she talks about it being very dark in space and lots of terrors, which of course, they it's like meant to frighten them. So they start to realize there may be a connection to the storm that happened, the plasma or firestorm. Then, so they have a meeting. There's like, in this boardroom, tons of like tarantulas come out of nowhere. Then like they're going to the elevator, and there's like a huge spider, like think like Aragog or Shelob, or like massive, and it eats Lieutenant Malloy in front of Alara, so she sees him die. So basically the idea is to go back into the plasma storm to try to undo this, or try to have the reverse effect. So they go back through the plasma storm, and the lights go out, and Alara is completely alone. No one's on the ship now. So she goes to engineering to check the deflectors and make sure that they can go back through this plasma storm unharmed. And Isaac is the only one there. And I think this episode really started making me think of Isaac almost like a Cyberman, because she figures out that something's up with him. His eyes go red. He attacks her. She grabs a gun, and he's like, "Foolish little girl, you cannot stop me." And again, creepy red eyes. So it's during this time that, my fears were confirmed, that she's in a simulation, and everybody's the crew is watching her, Ed and Kelly and Isaac and Claire and everybody, and they find out that she has issued Directive 38, which overrides every single security protocol, including the captain's, to not interrupt her simulation. So basically, in the simulation, Isaac blasts a box to prevent her from leaving the ship as it's about to blow, and it sets fire, and she's able to overcome her fear and fly through the fire and escape. So the Orville explodes. She comes back, finds out she's in a simulator, is confused. She's like, "What's going on? I don't understand." And so basically what's happened is she had Claire erase her memory, do a memory wipe, like a short-term one. And then she asked Isaac to create a simulation because she wanted to see if there were any other fears that she might have that she needed to overcome besides just like the fire. And so she asked him to create the simulation, and it wouldn't work unless she had a memory wipe. So she asked for that to be done, and apparently Isaac got baseline phobias from all the crew members, like heights, fear of being alone and trapped, fear of kind of being poked and prodded on in like a medical setting, fear of being like overtaken by a greater enemy, or like that's vortices, fear of spiders, arachnophobia, like all these different phobias that they've kind of simulated here, and she was able to pass all of them, obviously. So it really is kind of creepy. Again, it's like, I can't even, it's like a horror movie because you have clowns. It's like, it makes me think of It, and then you have like Isaac going crazy. It's like the Cybermen in Doctor Who. It's like the bottomless pit, like all this stuff. Like Claire goes full on psychotic, like, think like Misery or something. But yeah, it's really creepy. I can't even begin to try to explain it. I mean, it's definitely one of those episodes you have to watch, but oh my gosh, like really not what I was expecting from the show. Alara's had to deal with a lot as it is, so I mean, here's yet something else that she has to kind of live with, I guess. And I'm glad that she was able to overcome her fear of fire and kind of find out that she's okay beyond that phobia into more. So she's got, definitely not any other phobias or fears. So, it really does help us to kind of see who she is, and just watch her like successfully overcome all this. So really, really, really good episode. I was creeped out, I'm not even gonna lie, like the spider and just the heights thing is mine. I'm a huge, like, acrophobia is a big thing for me. So yeah, definitely feel that. The whole alone thing, that would creep me out too, especially when the lights are out and it's dark and there's like flashing red lights and stuff, and all you have is a flashlight. It's just like one of those things you just kind of see in the horror movies. So anyways, yeah, that was one heck of an episode, Firestorm with the Orville. So yeah, I'll definitely continue to review the Orville more. I'll be doing, as well as Walking Dead, Star Trek Discovery, Ruby. There's many other things I'll be reviewing as well. I'm getting ready to do a comment call video, so check that out. We are going to be announcing, I'm sorry it's late, I had a busy weekend. We will be announcing the winner of Destiny 2, and we will be drawing it live on the air. Most likely, like tonight, tomorrow morning is when it will be posted. And you guys can see who the winner is, and I will also be announcing the next giveaway, or should I say the 2 giveaways I'll be doing next time. So we're actually going to be doing 2 things that we're giving away for this next giveaway. So if you submit your name, you can choose one, or you can choose to be entered into both. It doesn't matter, and we'll be announcing what that is with that giveaway video. So but yeah, that's going to be coming up, and I'll be doing some unboxings, of course, of Owl Crate and Loot Crate, Loot Anime, Think Geek Capsule, Owl Crate, Scotch Box, Japanese Snacks, as well as Anime Bento when it comes here. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. I hope to see you guys back. And if you haven't already, definitely subscribe so you can check out the giveaways, and so you can see the content, and definitely give us feedback on what you'd like to see. We'll be doing live game streaming as well. So hope to see you guys back and really appreciate it. So bye guys.